What's up guys, this Kaz here again, back with another video, and today it's gonna be something a little different. We're gonna do a tier list for DeathRun maps. I think I'm gonna mainly do it by how much I enjoy the map. This is mostly gonna be for runners, just because I'm mainly a runner. So let's just get right into it. Alright, it looks like they're all listed in alphabetical order, so I'm gonna just go by that. Alright, first we got Alien Facility. Now in my opinion, this has always been a very fun short map, so I'm actually gonna put this in the A tier. Next up is Alarm Ruins. Mainly for this map, I feel like it's a good map apart from the automatic blocks, which I think are very annoying. It's a good map, but I'm just gonna put it at C tier. Alright, next up is Castle. In my opinion, this is a very weird map. It's also very dull. Like you can't really figure out what type of map it is. So I'm gonna put it at a D tier. Next up here we got Cave. This has always been a pretty good map, although the deaths are a little annoying, so I'm going to put it at C. Crystal Knight is an extremely controversial map. Like, if you have a good run going, it's very satisfying, but overall it's a very weird map, although it's very good for points, so I'm going to put it at C tier. Now, Elements, I've had a lot of playtime on that map, because they literally didn't remove it off of the priority vote for a good while. It's a very interesting map to speedrun, so I'm going to put it at B tier. Enchanted Lagoon has always been a very interesting map. The design is good and everything, although death is very annoying. I'm going to put it at B tier because of the Sea Lantern strafe. Alright, now we got Expel. The map is very simple. I think it's a lot of fun to run. Except everyone literally always buys death on it. Mainly because of its death brutality, I'm going to put it at C. Gravity, I really hate the second strafe because it requires such ridiculous precision, and I mostly think it's luck based. Death is very brutal on that map as well, so I'm going to put it at D. Now High City, no brainer. Since we have the triple strafe, I'm going to put it at S tier. Now Higher Dimensions is very interesting of a map. I will say it's a hard map to speedrun, but I think it's pretty fun, so I'm going to put it at B tier despite its difficulty. Now next up we have Ice. I will say this is a very satisfying map to speedrun just because of some of the ice block momentum. It's very exclusive in that way. So I'm putting it at an A tier. Ilvery is a middle-based map mainly. Route is kind of nice, but it doesn't really intrigue me as much as some other maps, so I'm going to put it at C. Interstellar, you already know I've had a ton of fun on this map. The speedrun is honestly such a thrill. The cobwebs are one of the best things I'm good at on that map. It's just such a really thrilling speedrun, so I'm gonna put it at S. There's a lot of people that actually don't like Jade Coast, mainly because of its difficulty. Maybe its design, I don't know. But I think the design is very cool, and some of its difficulty is actually kind of interesting. And also, I'm just putting it at A tier just because the speedrun can be very exciting. Now next up we have Jungle Base. This used to be one of my least favorite maps, as you may have heard in one of my old videos.
We're gonna do this map, Jungle Base. It's my least favorite map because I get beat in it whenever I have my really good streaks, like my 14 win streak once.
But I actually really like the map now just because of the emerald skip that I do. So you know what, I'm gonna actually put this up at an S tier. Now Legacy is a favorite among many. It's just a very fun map to speedrun. I'm going to put it at an A tier. Now next up we have Mine. I think this one's a lot of fun to speedrun as well. Although the TNT minefield is a very annoying trap. But I'm still going to put it at an A. Now next up we have Prison. This one is a very generic map to me, although the speedrun can be a little bit exciting. So I'm still going to give it a C. Now Rivera is the longest map. It's honestly really enjoyable for how they designed it. I'm gonna put it at an A. Safari Valley is a pretty good map. It's just the heckin' quad jumps that mess me up all the dang time. But it encourages me to get better at the game, so I'm just gonna give it a B. Now School, I think, is a very brutal map to speedrun. It requires basically no death to be there for the new speedrun route. I'm gonna put it at a C. Now you already know I have a very good attachment to Seasons. Ever since it came out, I just really enjoyed the map. It's got some difficult bits, but I think that's what makes it so thrilling. I'm gonna put it in an S tier. Now Skylands is actually a pretty good map for the generic name it has. It's still a really fun map, and some of the things like the ladder skip are really fun, so I'm gonna put it in an A tier. Now after that we got Snowfall. This map is pretty good. It's just some of it is a little bit weird to me. So I'm going to put it at a solid C. Now here we have Sonic. This is a favorite among most DeathRun players in general. I'm very consistent at the map. I'm going to put it at an A. Now Starbase There's a love and hate relationship with that map. I personally kind of like it, but it's very rare to get a speedrun, and there's many places you can mess it up, so I'm gonna put it as C. Now Sweet Tooth, the way you do the strafes are just so unique to me. I think it's a lot of fun, so I'm gonna put it at an A tier. The Temple, I will say, is a very interesting map. Just recently, we are now having a 3 strafe route. It's tough, but I think it's going to encourage us to get very fast at the map. I'll give it a B. Throwback is a very, traditioned map for the Hive. I think it's okay, although it's very generic. I'm actually going to give it a D on this one. To be or not to be, I did have world record at one point, although I have so many strafes that just go either off course or just are too weak or too strong, so I'm giving it a B. Toxic Factory is extremely generic to me. I'm gonna give it a C. Now, you already know Volunteer was one of my favorites. I used to upload a lot about that map. I was basically good at that map right off the bat. Although I don't have world record on it anymore, I still think it's really exciting if I get a run going. So I'm gonna give it an S tier. Also because of the lava skip. Now I have to give credit to Venice. It's actually got an okay design to it, and mainly because it's our newest DeathRun map, I'm gonna give it a B. Viaduct, I will say it is a very brutal map when it comes to running because death is always a thing. I'm gonna give it a C. Now Wahoo I've always found to be a thrilling map to run, although the last strafe sometimes actually gets me a lot. I'm gonna give it a B. Now Western has had quite a history when it comes to speedrunning. They've just gotten 117, which I can't even comprehend, but I'm gonna give it a B. I think Windfall is extremely generic. There's a lot of emeralds on that map. It's extremely compact, but they did an okay work on it. I'm gonna give it a C. Now Yagrium, I actually have a lot of fun on that map, even though death can show up at the worst times. I'm gonna give it a B. Finally, we have Zoo. I have to say, once I get a good run, this is a very fun map to speedrun. Your momentum is always carried through. I'm gonna give it an A. And that, you guys, is the list. So anyways, here's the listing between S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. You can argue with me all you want, but this is just my opinion. I think all of these maps have had hard work put into them, and I'll accept any map that comes up in the vote. So yeah, that's been my tier list for the DeathRun maps, and I will see you guys in the next video.